What's going on, guys? Shane here with another Fight Tips quick tip. So today I'm rocking the Metal Man rash guard from MMA Warehouse's Hypnotic line. If this thing doesn't intimidate, I don't know what does. Links in the description below so you can grab one for yourself. Alright guys, so today we're talking about Nate Diaz against Conor McGregor, and does Nate Diaz stand a chance? If you haven't heard already, Rafael dos Anjos is out on a foot injury. I believe they called it a dancer's fracture. Pressure on the foot from throwing roundhouse kicks, suffered a break on the outside of the foot. So RDA is out, Nate Diaz is in, and according to the comments on social media, most people believe that it's going to be an easy night for Conor McGregor. It's going to be another first round knockout. Let's talk about some strategies. So yes, we're going to see Nate Diaz come out nice and low like he always does. He's a taller fighter, but by bending down like that, he brings his head closer to his shorter opponents. He also keeps his chin up. He gets hit a lot. And by bending down like that, it's harder to check kicks. And we've seen Benson Henderson, and even in his latest fight against Michael Johnson, attack that lead leg, attack Nate Diaz's lead leg, and it hurts him, right? Benson Henderson punched it out from underneath him and knocked him over. And Conor McGregor likes throwing that side kick to the lead leg. So I think we're going to see that a lot. But let's talk about some strategies that work in favor for Nate Diaz. Let's see if he does actually stand a chance. So the first thing is the obvious one is his jiu-jitsu. He's got better jiu-jitsu than Conor McGregor. I think most people will agree with that because we haven't seen McGregor's jiu-jitsu. And his two losses are submissions, right? He did lose to guys that submitted him. And Nate Diaz has great Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's a black belt. You watch his fight against Takanori Gomi, he went from triangle to armbar to triangle, back to armbar, smooth transitions. He's a great submission artist. And if it goes to the ground, I could see him submitting McGregor. Will it go to the ground? We don't know. We're going to have to watch and see. All right, the next one is his boxing. He's got great boxing. Not the textbook boxing that you want to emulate as a beginner. He doesn't have those like perfect crisp punches, but he has a good understanding of range. He's good at rolling with punches. He's good at initiating combos, which means he's the first to punch, but he's also good on the counter, which means he's the last to punch, okay? So let's think about this. He likes throwing the 1-2, but he's a southpaw, right? So he comes in with the 1-2 and he does lean, which isn't good because then you're open for the counter, but he's a good sway back. He leans back as he throws his lead hook. And Conor McGregor's best punch, as we know, is that left straight, right? He knocked out Aldo with it. But when you're swaying, when you're moving forward and back, it takes some of the pressure off. Aldo was running into it. He ran into that punch, and that's what caused the knockout. I used the metaphor of a car accident, right? If it's two cars driving into each other going 60 miles per hour, boom, it's a really bad accident. Cars are total. But if they're both going in the same direction, it's just going to be a slight fender bender, right? So if you move with the punch, you roll with the punch, even though you're getting hit, it's not going to be as bad. You're not going to suffer as much damage. So I think we're going to see that a lot. I think we're going to see that 1-2 combo from Nate, and then he's going to get countered with the left straight from Conor, but he's also going to counter on top of that, come over top of the shoulder and land his lead right hand. Good boxing, good jiu-jitsu. The last one is his cardio, and I know he's only got 2 weeks notice, and Dana White said he's been training for a triathlon. Who knows if that's true, but what Nate Diaz has is smarts. He knows to pace himself, which I think is just as, if not more important than having the physical cardio, right? He knows to pace himself. He rarely punches himself out or loads up on punches, right? He never throws those big power punches and you see him huffing and puffing. It's usually like a constant pace, like a jog through a marathon, right? You never sprint. So I think he's going to know to pace himself, and I would love to see this fight go to distance. I really would, especially after McGregor's last fight, 13 seconds. Let's make up for it. Let's see a nice long war. That's what I want to see. Comment below. Let me know what you guys want to see in this fight, or what you expect to see. Is it going to be a quick first round knockout? I don't know. All right, guys, follow me on Twitter @FightTips. Send me some questions so I can answer it in a video like this. And make sure you subscribe so you can get the fight tips before your opponent does. Till next time, I'm Shane with Fight Tips. Self-defense for the underdogs.